Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I need to stop coming on here cleaning my face. I need to do that before I get on video, okay? But listen, this is real life. This is real life. I can't be coming on here faking and, pretending and acting as if I got everything together. I had to pull over for this message here. Listen, I had to pull over. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Kiosha. Oh, Kiosha. How are you doing, dear? How is everyone doing? Listen, see, I come deliver these messages with makeup, without makeup. Listen, you have to be ready at all times. This is real life. Hello, Sugar Lump. This is real life. However I look, that's how I have to come bring these messages. Okay? Listen, I don't have time to get dolled up every time. And that's what y'all have to do. You have to be ready. Be ready. My volume is low. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let me go. I know what's going on.
For letting me know, because I had I had the Bluetooth on, so it was picking up the Bluetooth. Thank you so much, whoever that was, for letting me know my volume was low. Thank you, Sugar Lumps. But listen, I had to come deliver this message, chosen ones. Let me tell you all, they should have left you asleep. Okay, they should have left the chosen one asleep. And what I mean by that is, and see, it was destined for you to wake up. It was destined. But they should have left you asleep, because once you woke up, chosen one, you're not the same. You are not the same. And I won't be here long. I just want to deliver this message. I really won't be here long. Once you woke up, tell me if I'm lying now. Once you woke up, chosen ones, once your eyes were open, everything else just had to be shut down. It had to be shut down. Once you woke up and you made up in your mind that you were no longer going to accept the abuse, you were no longer going to sit there and be a doormat, you were no longer going to accept people who were lying on you, you were no longer going to tolerate people who were just mistreating you for no reason. Once you woke up, you cut all that out. You shut it down, chosen one. When I tell you, you shut it down, they should have left you sleep. Once you realize you don't have to tolerate, you don't have to deal with people, you don't have to accept people for who they are, why they deny you of who you are. Once you woke up from that foolishness, that foolish mindset where you have to accept people for who they are. People want you to accept them, but they don't want to accept you as the chosen one. They don't want to accept you in all your greatness. They don't want to accept you and your difference in how you think and how you see the world and what you believe in. They should have left you asleep. They should have. I'm telling you. Right, Sugar Lumps? Right, sis? They should have left you asleep. Because once you woke up, it's like you broke free. It's like you broke free, like chains were removed from off your mind. Chains were removed from your thinking. You no longer see things the same. You no longer believe what you've been taught. You no longer believe that you have to go along to get along. You no longer believe because that's my child, I have to accept the abuse. You no longer believe that that's my mom, that I have to accept disrespect and lies, and you don't have to accept that no more. Once you woke up, you realize you're chosen. You're picked from the Most High. You don't have to sit and tolerate abuse from people and think that's godly. How do you think that's godly? You accepting, abuse. Once you woke up from that foolishness, oh, it was up from there. Hello, Victoria. Thank you. Once you stop accepting all these different mindsets and beliefs, oh, they should have left you asleep, chosen one. They gonna wish you would have still been broken. They gonna wish you were still blinded. They gonna wish you still believe that same foolish thinking. They're going to wish you believe that. Because they're going to look at you like, I don't know who this person is. And that's how it's supposed to be. You don't supposed to stay asleep. You don't supposed to stay in your slumber. That's why you're chosen. That abuse you went through came to wake you up. That toxic relationship you were in came to wake you up. Came to show you your strength. Came to show you your power. That's right. Oh, that's right. Everything you go through. Everything that you go through as a chosen one will benefit you in the end. Think it's not strange that you had to endure. Think it not strange that you had to endure what you had to endure. Think it not strange. Oh, that came to wake you up. That's what it did. It came to wake you up. And that's the message I have for the chosen ones today. Yes. Oh, yes, Jackie. I mean, all the way up. I know my eyes. I got bug eyes. You know how when people get high and they they pupil be dilated. I mean, just my pupils on big. Okay, I'm up like wide awake. I'm looking like, oh my goodness. Eyes are wide awake. Yes, sugar lumps, girl. I don't be trying to be funny, but it just comes out. I try to run from that, but it's just part of who I am. I mean, just all the way awake. Okay. And people realize that you're not the same person. See, as a chosen ones, there's different variations of you. People don't realize there's different variations of you. What you give them is what you feel like you have to deal with and tolerate at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the version that they get because you're trying to still be, patient. You're trying to still be understanding. You're trying to stand in the paint with these folks. You trying to stand in the paint. You trying to forgive them while they go out and slander you. You trying to understand where they're coming from, like the lies that they're putting out. You trying to understand all this because you're a chosen one and you have grace for people. But oh boy, once you wake up and you wake all the way up, I'm telling you, they're going to wish you would have stayed asleep. They're going to wish you would have stayed asleep because they're not going to understand the woke you. And I'm not talking about this woke as the world talks about. They're not going to understand the woke you. They're not going to understand. No, that's not the mama I know. That's not the mama, I knew who would break her back for me, even when she mistreat me. Even when I mistreat her. That's not the sister I know. That's not the friend I know. Oh, that's what they're gonna be saying about you. You don't change. Oh yeah, you don't change because you don't woke up. They can no longer abuse you. They can no longer make you feel guilty. They can no longer manipulate you. Use them manipulating tactics. What they used to use to keep you under their control, to keep you under their spell, to try to make you seem like you just this bad person. Oh no, you don't woke up from that. It's no more of that there. You don't woke up. You see the manipulation. You don't let the manipulation keep you there. You see the deceit. You see all that now. Before, you just used to see it and try to still go along to get along. No, now you woke up. Yes, V. Griffin. Now that you woke up, oh, they don't know what to do with you. They're going to run now. They're going to stay as far away from you as possible. And that's what you want to do. You want them to stay away from you. You don't want them to call you. You don't want them to check on you. You okay now. Before, you used to feel bad because people didn't check on you. They didn't call for you. They didn't invite you. Now you at peace. Oh, now they're going to come over there looking at you. They're going to be peeking around your curtain trying to see. They're going to be peeking to see, well, what's wrong with her? Nothing. What's wrong with him? Nothing. I woke up. I no longer care about how you feel about me. I no longer care about how you perceive me. I no longer care about going along to get along. I no longer care about trying to be religious. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. I woke up. That's what's wrong with me. I'm no longer a doormat. That's what's wrong with me. I have healed my childhood traumas. That's what's wrong with me. You can no longer emotionally manipulate me to do as you will. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong. I've been delivered. That's what's wrong with me. I have been delivered and set free. I've been set free in my mind, in my emotions. That's what's wrong with me. People don't know what to do with you when you don't react to their little poking and prying. You know, people used to push your buttons. Now, they pushing all the buttons and you sitting there looking at them like, what? What? They sitting there. You look, they don't push all the buttons. They doing like this. You remember the little toys that had the little buttons and you just push all the buttons and the lights come on? You know, you just go and pushing all the buttons down down the middle. They pushing all the buttons. They punching the buttons. They punching the buttons. They pushing the buttons. They going back up and they coming back down. And you looking at them like, what? What it do? You big bold. Okay. You bold with it. You got bold faith now. You bold. They gonna look at it as arrogance and cockiness. No, you just bold. You healed. Okay? You're not gonna worry about what they say. You know, you used to be worried about them going and telling other people things and trying to make you look bad. You don't even care no more. You don't even care no more. You like, okay. You like, and some of y'all so bold, you ain't even denying it. You saying, okay, I did. And you going on about your business. Some of y'all saying, yep. I'm telling y'all, they should have left y'all asleep. Some of y'all like, sure did. And for real, Annette, just unbothered. Some of y'all like, yep. Tell your mama whatever you want to tell them. Tell your daddy whatever you want to tell them. Tell your sisters and your aunties whatever you want to tell them. I sure did. Now what? I surely did. Now what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? I agree with you. I agree with my adversary quickly. Now what are you? What's your next step? Cause see, they so used to you going, bowing down, putting your head down, looking shame and embarrassed. Now you coming out that thing bold, your shoulders squared up. You sitting up there confident, you living your life, you eating good, you looking good. Now it's like what? They looking at you and you got a glow, right? You happy now. Your peace is coming back. And they looking on you trying to find another way to bring down your spirit. They trying to find another way to get at you now. All the other stuff didn't work. The lies didn't work. That's why I said they should have left the chosen ones sleep. They should have left y'all sleep. They should have left y'all alone. Shaka. They should have left Shaka alone. They should have left you alone, Shaka. I'm telling you, they should have left you alone. What they thought was going to bother you, what they thought you couldn't live without, they thought you couldn't live without their affection. They thought you couldn't live without their attention. They thought you couldn't live without their presence. Half of y'all looking at them people as if they're dead. Some of y'all just don't have a whole funeral in y'all head. Tell me if I'm lying. You don't grieve that relationship. You don't grieve that person. You don't grieve that relative. You don't gave them flowers and everything. You in your head, you don't bury that whole relationship. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm lying. If I'm telling the truth, I meant put a 1 in the chat. Some of y'all don't grieve that relationship. I know I have. I don't grieve so many people, so many losses. I'm like, you know what? I'm not finna sit here. Exactly. Rest in peace. I'm not gonna sit here and send myself to a grave worried about a relationship that don't want to be related to. Worried about a person that just can't get themselves together. Okay, rest in peace. Can't get themselves together. I'm not gonna sit here and worry about a relative, a child. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna stop living my life. I got purpose on my life. I got a call on my life. And I'm not gonna sit here and bury myself. No, before I bury myself, I'm gonna give you your flowers. I'm gonna give you your flowers. And I'm gonna bury that relationship. I'm gonna grieve that relationship, and I'm gonna move on. Not only am I gonna grieve the relationship, I'm gonna grieve everybody attached to you. I'm gonna grieve everybody associated with you that want to believe the foolishness. That's what I'm gonna do. Anybody attached to you that's gonna sit there and just don't have their own thinking, don't have their own judgment, I'm gonna give them flowers too. It's gonna be a lot of little caskets. It's gonna be your casket there and all the other little caskets lined up. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I'm gonna sit there. This is for my homies. Do you know that Gangsta Ling song? This is for my homies. That whole song. Yeah, I grew up in the hood, y'all, so y'all have to forgive me. Or it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I'ma sing that song. Okay? I don't have time. I don't have time. This is life too short. You see what's going on in this world? You see what's going on in this world, and people want you to spend your time and energy fighting with them. Why we just can't be in good graces? Why we just can't build together? Why we just can't break generational curses? Why we just can't build wealth? We can't build wealth. Why we can't, try to build an empire? We got to be going through foolishness, fighting and backbiting and always at odds. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that energy. You got to just be, oh, they said this, they said that. Why we just can't have a conversation? That's what I'm on. Let's communicate. If you got a problem, let's talk it through. But I refuse to sit here and fight with you. No, you're going to fight by yourself. You're going to be able to fight by yourself, your own demons. Whatever you say, whatever you try to do. Because you know what? When you ignore people, I had a person do me like this. When you ignore people, they want to make you pay attention to them. They want to make you pay attention to them. Yes, they want to make you. And people sit around and believe this foolishness. They want to draw you into their foolishness. No, you're going to stay over there. Before I get pulled into your foolishness, I'm going to let you stay right over there. I don't have to deal with you. And people think this is being harsh. People think this is being ungodly. You can't sit there and fight with the devil. You can't fight with evil-hearted people who's just out to just make your life miserable. Who's out to just turn people against you. No, that's not what we're going to do. Not in this season. Not in my woke season. Now, when I was asleep, I ran behind you. When I was asleep, I tried to prove my point. When I was asleep, I tried to go and correct the lies. When I was asleep, I was like, oh, I ain't going to be like that. I'm not going to be that way. That's not the right. No. Oh, there's no more of that. There's no more of that. No more of that. Okay? Not a now, another time. Yes, I said now. That means not another time. Not one more. That's what that means. Let me translate that to y'all. For y'all who don't understand. Now is not again. I'm not losing one more night's sleep. That's not what I'm going to do. One thing about the enemy, let me tell y'all something. And you could put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. This is why I talk about healing. And I don't just be coming, because sometimes you got to hear things, for what they said, 7 times, 14 times. You got to hear things over and over and over and over for you to get it. I talk about healing because it's important to your purpose. It's important to your life. It's important to how you move in life. I talk about this because one thing about the enemy, put a 2 in the chat when I say this. One thing about the enemy loves to keep you in your emotions. Think back over your life. The enemy likes to keep you in your emotions. They like to keep you emotional. You feel bad for cutting people off. You feel bad for not being there for people who don't be there for you. You feel bad for not answering your phone. When you look at the phone and you get anxiety, if a person giving you anxiety, you feel bad for not answering the phone, but you feel that anxiety and you will answer the phone. Knowing this person give you anxiety when you answer the phone. That's because you're not supposed to be connected to this person. You're supposed to be at your distance. Put a 2 in chat. Now, put a 2 in the chat if this resonates with you. Go ahead and put your 2. I wish I could put my 2 over there. I'm going to put my verbal 2. 2, number 2 in the chat. Put your 2 in the chat now. Go ahead on. Yes. Feel bad. You know, they like to keep you. The enemy likes to keep you in your emotions. You emotional. 1 minute, you want to be in a relationship. The next minute, you don't want to be in a relationship. That's abuse. That's demonic. If you got to always be up and down, that ain't of God. 1 minute you're there. 1 minute you're not there. 1 minute you love the person. 1 minute you don't love them. That's confusion. The enemy is the author of confusion. That's not how your life's supposed to be. That's abuse, Takesha. That's abuse. You don't know if you like this person. You don't know if the person gonna be there for you if something happened to you. You're not for sure. When you're not for sure, that's not of God. That's of the enemy. The enemy is the only one that's confused. The enemy is confused. God, there's nothing confusing about God. When you doing something and you know you in good spirits, you know you in good standing, you know that's of God. There's only a for sure way, and that's when you know something is godly. Yes, that's a form of you've been through that, Takesha. Let me tell you, what you experienced, that was a form of abuse. A form of emotional abuse when you don't know for sure if you in love with the person 1 minute. The next minute you don't know. The next minute you feel like it's like they're up and down. 1 minute y'all having a good time. The next minute y'all fussing and fighting. That's not a relationship you want to be in. That's no kind of friendship you want to be in. 1 minute y'all don't feel out as a friend. 1 minute your child with on good terms. The next minute they're not on good terms. That's not healthy. That's abuse you're experiencing. You're dealing with the enemy in the person. I'm not saying the person is the enemy, but them spirits. Yes. V. Griffin. Yes, God is not the author of confusion. You should know for sure. Even if you on bad terms with that person, you should know that person gonna be faithful. You should know you gonna be faithful. You should know that person is not going to sell you out because they just mad at you for a season. Y'all just mad, got a difference of agreement. That person shouldn't go and slander you because they mad at you because you don't do something they like. Look, shocker. You don't do something they like, so they don't went and spread lies about you. Now they want to come back, and they can't come back and be at peace because the lies they don't told gonna make them look bad because they don't told the lies on you. They don't told so many lies, they don't even believe them. But just because they're mad, they want you to look bad. These are the type of people you don't want to deal with, baby. They, like my grandma say, baby, when they hit you with that baby, they mean business. Okay? When they say baby, that means you need to listen. Take heed. Take heed. Your life be so much peaceful when you wake up and you realize you don't have to tolerate nobody who don't want to tolerate you. Who told you you got to sit there and tolerate abuse from anyone? Who told you that? Who told you have to subject yourself just because a person is a relative? Relative. Ain't nothing relational about a person who's out to get you. Person who's out to destroy your character. Person who's out to make you look bad like you just an evil human. Exactly, Amanda. Walk clean out. I told y'all I had so many funerals. I mean, this been a grieving season for me. This been a grieving season for me. I mean, grieving everything. Many people. Because I'm not going to run behind you. When I know I've been nothing but good. When I know I've been nothing but trying to, be pure-hearted. I'm not going to run behind you. I'm not going to kill myself. Exactly. You don't know if you want to be on my side or, no. No, I'm not going to do that. This is not the season for that. And most of you all cannot do what God told you to do because you so wrapped up in the demonic foolishness that people got going on in your life. You sitting there bickering. Y'all losing sleep over people who just reaping nothing but havoc in your life. Let them go. Cut that cord. Boop, boop, boop. That don't mean you hate them. That's another thing. People want to make it seem like you hate them because you don't deal with them. Oh, Lord, when I tell you, it hurt me. It hurt me to my core to have funerals for people in my head. Not saying I want them to die, but that relationship that I thought was there, it hurt me. That's why I say I had a funeral. You can call me what you want to call me. But in my head, I had to grieve the connection that I thought I had with some people. The connections and the genuine love that I thought was there, I had to grieve that. I sat right there and I had them flowers. I took my flowers, put on that casket, symbolizing that the relationship was over. I took my flowers, I sat, I cried. This was real because, you know, your mind don't know. Your mind don't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So I had to sit there and grieve. I had to let them tears out because I refuse. Okay? I refuse to stay stuck in the energy that people want me to stay stuck in. I refuse not to live up to my fullest potential because a person can't accept me from who I am. Yes, I'm different. I'm different and I walk in that. Yes, I know I'm called and I walk in that. Yes, I know my calling is, I got a prophetic calling. Not saying I'm a prophet. I don't speak that for myself. I let other people call me that. I accept that. You don't have to understand me. You can say what you want to say. But in this season of my life, I'm going to walk into my God-given authority. I'm going to walk into my God-given purpose. I'm going to walk into my God-given ability. And I will not apologize for it. I apologize many years for being me. I've apologized many years for being weird. I've apologized many years for being misunderstood. In this season, I'm not going to do it. You're going to get somebody else you have to get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to apologize to you for not being them. I'm not going to do it in this season. This is a different season for me in my life. I'm not going to apologize to nobody for walking in my authority. I'm not going to apologize to anyone for cutting people off and not wanting to deal with people. You can say what you want to say. You can say I'm cold-hearted. You can say that's not godly. You can say that's not of God, but I know my heart. God knows I know my heart. I repent every day. I ask God to forgive me every day. I ask God to search my heart every day. Keep my heart pure. Keep my heart pure. I'm not going to apologize. That's right. I am true to be me. I'm not going to apologize for my gift. That's what I'm not going to do in this season. That goes for anybody. Okay? I'm not going to apologize. If you can't accept me for me and my fullness, that's on you. I don't care about what you think anymore. I don't care about what you believe anymore. That's not my problem. You're going to have to take that up with yourself. You're going to have to deal with you about me. Because I'm dealing with me about me. You got to deal with yourself about me. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not doing it. No, ma'am. I'm not doing it. And I found so much peace in finally just walking into who God called me to be. And who God called me to be is not perfect. I've released the notion of wanting to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't walk into that. I don't want to be. So however you see me out in this world, off social media, if you see me doing something or acting or walking how you think I shouldn't be, that's your problem. That's not my problem. Yes, sugar lumps it is. Them be the ones that keep you from moving. That's why God is separating people. Them be the ones that, let me see what my message. Oh yeah, I got another message that's going to tie into that. I don't know when I'm going to bring that, but after this one, probably tomorrow. But it ties into that, sugar lumps. Excuse me, I mean to do that. It ties into that. Those be the ones that keep you stuck. You be so you got to, my next message is going to tie into that. It's going to tie into it. So I don't want to give it away, but I want it to be separate because these messages are downloads, and they mean they are their meanings is different. Everyone, who come and listen to these messages, they're going to get something from it. So I have to keep these messages separated. But that's what I want to talk to you all about. I told you I told you all I wouldn't be here long. But that's what I wanted to talk to you all about. Yep, I want to talk to you all about that. Yes, this is all about, and that's why so many people, listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this, and I mention this all the time. That's why y'all dealing with mental health issues. That's why most of y'all dealing with mental health issues. That's why most of y'all are dealing with high blood pressure. You're dealing with depression. You're dealing with anxiety. That's why. This is why right here. This is why. I'm going to be honest with you. You're dealing with it because you're afraid to cut people off. You're afraid to disconnect. You're afraid to walk into that black sheep calling that you're always been. You're afraid to see that as a blessing. You're afraid to see that as a blessing because you want to be included so bad because you haven't healed from that little rejected spirit that you have. You haven't healed from that codependency spirit. You want to be included, and God trying to separate you all the while. That's why you battling. You got to learn to be okay with being by yourself. God will send you your tribe. He'll send you family. He'll send you to the right church, and that church will become your church family. He will send you. You got to trust him, and you got to believe what I'm saying. You got to believe what I'm saying. You got to unlearn. Your blood is thicker than water. Blood is not thicker than water. Some of y'all got family that hate y'all guts. Your family don't try to destroy you, and a stranger been there to bless you and been there to protect you and been there to, to see about you. I know how we was brought up. I understand that. I understand. And we love to say that's not everybody's case. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to, forgive people. I'm not saying that. But the people who hear this know it's for them. We say this blood thicker than water, regardless. And you got your family out there slandering you. You got people out there won't even be there for you in your time of need. You can't go to your family and get nothing. You got to go to a stranger and get a loan or some help or some assistance. But God will send you people who you can ask. God will send you people. And you got to just trust him, and you got to walk in his alignment. Because when you walking in alignment with God, you protected. You're in your protection. He will send you strangers. He will send you people. When you need something, he gonna line people up in your he gonna line people up. Align people with you who you can go ask for help. You're talking to somebody who don't experience that. Total stranger. I'll come and testify about that later on. But a total stranger, God put in my path for me to ask, and I had to be bold and listen to what he was telling me. He said, go to that person right now. And went to the person, no hesitation. She didn't flinch because I knew it was God divine. I knew it was God orchestrated. I know what God told me in my heart. And you got to believe it. We don't want to walk by faith. We don't want him to meet we say this stuff. We don't trust God enough to provide us with our daily bread. In that last season, I had to trust God that he had to provide for me. Look, I had bills that were due. Look, in that last season, I had bills that were due, and I didn't get the provision until the day of. I didn't get the provision until the day before. I didn't get the provision until I'm like, Lord, I had to walk by faith. I had to trust him to provide for me. I didn't get the idea until it was Them bills was due. And listen, he'll send it's right before the bill will due. Do this. Or I'll get the money for that. Or some money will come in for this. You got to be able to trust them. You got to be able to trust them. I know it's hard because we're so used to depending on our own provision. I had to trust God on, ooh, let me tell y'all something. Somebody need to hear this here. Because I didn't want to say this. Income went from making, I ain't going to say the amount because that ain't important. Making a good amount of money to income being slashed, not even half, a fraction. A fraction. Income being slashed a fraction of what I was making. I know this was God. This ain't nothing I'm going to do in my own will, but guess what? God provided every step of the way. God provided. I had to trust God to provide every step of the way. Nothing got cut off. Nothing was late. I had to trust God. And I think he did that for a reason, now that I look at it, so I won't be dependent on my own resources, me doing it in my own strength. When you know you don't have enough, okay? When you know you don't have enough, you know it's God who's providing for you. See, when we have enough, we can be so boastful in our own strength. Oh, this is me. Oh, no, I got it. No, the Lord said, I'm going to show you. Took me through that for almost 2 years. I didn't think about it till just now. So I know God is sharing with me to tell you all this. Took me through that from almost 2 years, where I had to rely on a fraction of my income. Took me through this little cycle of people thinking I'm crazy for trusting and being obedient. But all in that time, guess what? Guess what? All in that time, nothing lacked. He provided, sent a check here, opened a door here. I got a little job here, but it wasn't making what I was making. But he opened the door, and I'm thankful. I am thankful. When I thank God for the little. No, it wasn't what I was making. This for somebody. It wasn't what I was making. I was used to them benefits, used to making that decent money. But how was my health? How was my mindset? How was my freedom? Some of y'all on these jobs that they stressing you out. You're sick. And God telling you to trust me. God telling you to walk away. He telling y'all to walk away. But see, you don't want to walk away because people going to think you're crazy. People going to say you're crazy. People going to talk about you like you're lazy. People going to say you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to work. You don't want nothing. They don't slander you because you being obedient. That's why it's good to connect with people who hear God with you. It's good to connect the people when they know it's a God thing or when they know it's a your thing. I see when I look back over my life, when I left that good income, and I look back over my life and I watch how God provided, and I watch the step by step. You can't tell me God's not real. You can't tell me God don't work for me. I don't know your faith, because he said he'll give you according to your faith. That's what the word said. Whatever measure you believe, that's what he's going to give. And it's confirmation because I see there's 33 people watching. Those are them prophetic numbers. I keep seeing that 33, 22. That's confirmation for me. Somebody needs to hear this. And this message, what I'm talking about now, that message tomorrow or later on that he dropped in my spirit, and see God working in mysterious ways. There's nowhere in the world I would have orchestrated this in my own spirit to do these messages in order how he say to do them, because it's for somebody. I was going to come do another message. He said, no, do this one, what I'm telling you. Do what I told you to do in that order. And see, those little things like that, he's trying to see if you're going to be obedient. It's nothing major. It's nothing major that he's going to test your obedience. He's going to do the little things. And it's just the little small voices in your spirit that he's going to tell you to do certain things. Yes, Takesha, always a ram in the bush, dear. That's why I say, you know what? I know as long as I stay in alignment, as long as I stay in alignment with God, he's going to provide. I don't care what people say. He's going to provide. And when I tell you this testimony big, this testimony bigger than me. I feel God. I'm about to cry thinking about it. I'm about to cry thinking about it. God is so good. He's so good. He's so good. Excuse me. But God is so good. We just got to trust him. Even when it don't look like things are going your way, you got to trust him. You got to trust him. I was so scared at times. I was so scared at times, but I had to walk by faith. I had to walk by faith. I was scared. Every time I got scared, I said, Lord didn't give me the spirit of fear. He didn't give me the spirit of fear. And he came and rescued me immediately. He came and rescued me immediately. When I fight back with the word, when I got scared at time. And you know, when you get scared, you know, you want to go back to things you're familiar with. You want to go back to things you're familiar with. And God say, no. Walk by faith so I can teach you something. And you have to be willing to do it. You got to be willing, like, Lord, you know, you got to be willing to say, Lord, help me. Because it was times where I'm like, it don't look like it's going to come through. But he always came through. I look at it. He always came through. He always came through for me. He always came through. I ain't come on here to be crying and carrying on, snotting with y'all. But just to think about the goodness. Woo, to think about the goodness, Lord. Regardless of, see, this way you got to have that bold faith. I talk about this. You got to believe regardless of what you see. Regardless of how you feel. You just got to believe that God will make a way for you. And you got to trust that he's a man that he will not lie. Yes. And this is where you got to build your faith up. You got to get in his word so you can have this type of faith. He'll do the same thing for you that he's doing for me. He'll do the same thing. You just have to believe. You have to get in the posture. And it don't take all this religious stuff. See, religion to have you stuck. And that you got to be doing all this religious theatrics. You don't have to be doing all that. Only thing you got to do is have faith and trust him. Have faith and trust him. And trust him. That's all I want to talk to y'all about. You know, just to think about how good he is, regardless of what you see and naturally. Spiritually, God is providing all of your needs. And let me tell a lot of you all something. A lot of you all don't think God is providing because, excuse me, you don't think God is providing because he's not giving you your wants. He's not giving you your wants. But you never been hungry. You never been hungry. You never been without food. You never been without decent clothes. You never been without that. And we think some of us so selfish and prideful. We think God is not providing because we can't do the extras. It is not until you start giving thanks for what you have. God is not going to bless you with millions and you're not appreciative of what you have now. And most people sit there and people get jealous of you, chosen one. They get jealous of you because what God is doing in your life. And they don't realize the sacrifices you make. They don't realize the posture of your heart that you've made. Because there are rewards. God do reward those who diligently seek him, who diligently trust him. He does reward those. But people will get mad at you because you're reaping the fruit of your labor. You're reaping the benefits because you're sacrificing, you believing. They'll get jealous at you. They'll get jealous and mad at you because what you say goes. When you ask God for something, he shows up for you. When you pray for something, it show up for you. But they don't see that you've been fasting. They don't see that you've been praying. They don't see that you've been turning down your plate days throughout the month. They don't see that. They just see that you're looking good, smelling good. You look like you got yourself together. They don't see that you be on your face crying. They don't see that you be in your room with your word. They don't see that you get up counseling out spirits and dreams and attacks that you got to deal with. They don't see that. They just see the fruit. They see the fruit. They see the benefits. They see the blessings. They see the glow. They see the joy. They see the happiness. But they don't see you paying for that. You paying for that behind closed doors. You putting in the work. You putting in the work for that. They don't see that. They don't see that. They don't see that you have to forgive people daily because you want your heart to be pure. You want God to answer your prayers. So you have to go and pray and say, Lord, purify my heart. Help me to forgive them. They don't see you take people in prayer daily. They don't see that. They don't see you pray before you. They don't see that you give God thanks first. They don't see that you give him thanks daily. You repent daily. You forgive daily. They don't see that. They don't see that. They don't see that you understand the things of the spirit. They don't see that you understand forgiveness on the spiritual level, regardless of what people did to you. They don't see that you know you got to forgive them in order to get your spiritual blessings, in order to receive the spiritual benefits. They don't see your understanding of this. They don't see that. Oh, they don't see that. They just see the blessings. They see that God come through for you. And most people get mad and jealous of that. Y'all know people get jealous of that. But that's on them. You can't stop doing you and doing what God called you to do because they don't like that. They don't like that blessing. They don't like them fruits on you. That's not your problem, chosen one. And you got to wake up out of that. You got to wake up and stop downplaying your blessings. Stop downplaying your anointing because people don't feel comfortable or they don't think you should deserve it. They don't think you deserve a second chance. They don't think that God should be with you. God will be with them too if they repent. See, one thing about the chosen ones, we're not prideful. The reason we recoup the benefits and we get the benefits because we humble ourselves. We're not prideful. We're not prideful to repent. We're not too prideful to go and ask God to forgive us. We're not too prideful. We're not too prideful. They too prideful to go tell God to forgive me. They're too prideful to repent. They're too prideful to say, Lord, purify my heart. They're too prideful. Chosen ones, we were born chosen, born humble. And you know, y'all, some of y'all sit back and y'all dim y'all little light. Y'all dim y'all little light. Because you don't want people to see that you so bright. The Lord say we will be a light up on a hill. Put that scripture, what that scripture is, I put it in one of my other lives. You can't be hidden. You trying to hide. That's why they still come for y'all. Y'all trying to sit back there and hide. You wail in the back of the class and they still see you. You sitting in the back row. You trying to hide you on the back row. I've done it. I've done it. You go way to the back of the bus and you trying to hide, that light still beaming from the back of the bus. The whole sunshine back there in the back of the bus. You got a whole sun in the back of the bus, chosen one. You can't be hidden. Stop trying to hide. That's what you need to do. Stop trying to hide. I'm coming here to tell you, you can't hide if you want to. So embrace that. Embrace it. Stop trying to sit in back of the classroom. Stop trying to hide behind the covers. We see you. We see you. You trying to hide all that greatness. We see you. They see you. Why you think they come for you? You don't be doing nothing and they gonna find the chosen one. You in the crowd, everybody looking at you. You know, they looking at you like, who she is? The light. That's who you are. You the light. But listen, I gotta go. You know, I enjoy talking to you all. I enjoy bringing these messages because I know that God downloaded these messages in me. And I'm not a religious person to be saying God this, God that. But y'all know this resonates with y'all. Whenever something resonates with you, right? And it's not making you feeling worse than what you were. And I don't know you. You don't know me. But we connected spiritually. And it makes your baby leap. Like your spiritual baby. It makes you leap. You know that's from God. God is speaking to you. Just like God speak to me through other people. He's using me too. To do what I'm called to do. I'll be back with my next message. And it's going to relate. I think it's amazing how God put all these messages back to back. Gave me a download the other day. And the Holy Spirit is orchestrating how I deliver these messages. The order I deliver them in. That's not me. I just wrote them down. I wrote them down. And before I come do the message, I'm told which one to say. And they all align in order. That wasn't planned. They all align in order. Okay? But it's real life. I can't be, when I was forced to come on YouTube, I was forced to come and be authentic. Forced to not edit no videos. Forced to bring my raw self when I'm looking good, when I'm not looking good. When I got bags, when I don't have bags. When I got bumps, when I don't have bumps. I have to come and speak when I'm told to speak. May have a do-rag or a cap, I don't know. However I got to deliver the message, that's how I got to come. I can't sugarcoat nothing. I can't edit out my emotions. I can't edit out what I think, what I think that people shouldn't see. I can't do all that. That was my my assignment. That's why you got to be obedient. My assignment was, I can't edit. I can't pretend and appear. Yes, Takesha, thank you, dear. You can't be hidden. So y'all need to stop trying to hide. That's what's wrong with y'all. That's what's driving y'all crazy. You've been trying to hide all your life and you can't hide. People coming, picking you up out the... Look, even y'all... Look, some of y'all done been beat down so much. You way down there in the well. You down there in the well. People still trying to fish you out. There's a little light down there. What that little light doing down in the well? Some of y'all done been on drugs. Some of y'all done been abused. Y'all done been down so low. And chosen ones. The light still was with you. The light still was with y'all. Y'all down there. Y'all done been beat down so much. Look, chosen one. Let me go, because I'll be here for another. Look, I said I wasn't going to come here long, and I'm almost an hour in. Some of y'all way down there in the well. Y'all in the well down there, and people still trying to fish y'all out of the well. Oh, I see a little light down there. Let me get a pail to just dip that person on up out of there. You can't be hidden. Stop trying to hide. Stop trying to hide. And accept that. Yes, I am my rescue, Tanya. Yes. Look. You are your rescue. And this is how you're going to rescue yourself. Let me tell you how you're going to rescue you. Accept that you are the light. Accept that there is a call on your life. Accept that you are different. Once you come into acceptance of who you are, that's how you're going to rescue yourself. You're going to be your own rescue. And I'm going to leave you with that. You all be blessed, okay? Be blessed. I hope this message resonated with you. But be blessed. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day.